اللي يتابع الحركة اللي أو النهضة اللي صارت في عمان خلال السنوات الماضية، وإذا نظرنا إلى دور المرأة، أصلاً دور المرأة كان منذ بداية النهضة موجود، وكان اللي يشوف التاريخ وخاصة تاريخنا يلحظ بلا شك إنه المرأة كان لها دور فاعل، مش فقط طبعاً في الدور التقليدي كربة بيت وأم، هذه أدوار أساسية، بس نحن نتكلم على النهضة اللي بدت في السبعينات والمناصب اللي تقلدتها المرأة بشكل غير مباشر، لأن ما كانت تتشكل في الفترة هذيك ثقافة أن المرأة تتولى منصب قيادي، ولكن كانت المرأة تلعب هذا الدور القيادي بدون ما يطلب منها. فلله الحمد خلال السنوات كان واضح وجلي أن المرأة تتقلد المناصب وتدخل في جميع المسؤوليات، وهذا أعتقد نقطة فارقة بالنسبة لسلطنة عمان، وكانت على وتيرة أسرع عن في دول كثيرة تبنت هذه الفكرة بس في وقت متأخر. There was a very unique initiative that we worked on and this was back in 2009, and what we used to call it is the Muscat Youth Summit. And the Muscat Youth Summit was a very humble initiative, and the whole idea was, while we talk about Oman as a young nation and depending on young people to basically drive whether it's the economy and the future and the vision of this country, what we thought of is coming up with this initiative to try to get closer to young Omanis and actually create an event. So that basically resulted in us conducting an event over 5 days, and that as well meant that we had to be committed 24/7 throughout those 4 to 5 days. So you can imagine waking up from 7 o'clock in the morning and going back at 12, almost midnight. And I was just amazed, to see having a small team and our female colleagues throughout with no break, standing there and believing in that cause. And there were so many examples. And I always say my team, that team of 5 people, out of which would be 3 or 4 young women who are basically always outperforming and just creating an example of what it means of dedication. That was one classic example outside the comfort zone of the typical hours of working, whereby we had to put everyone to the test. Our biggest challenge is when we try, in most cases, almost try to characterize jobs in terms of what suits men and what suits women. And maybe historically there has been that sort of drive towards to say, well, these jobs are only fit for. I remember once we were sitting for an interview and we were looking for someone for marketing, and we didn't make up our mind yet, is it going to be male or etc. And that job determined or dictated that that person, he or she would require to be basically spending a lot of time outdoors. So one of the candidates walked in, a young lady. So I asked her a question. I said, just to make sure that you understand that this job would entail that the person will have to move around and do a lot of talk. And then she smiled. She said, I have no problem with that. I've been called for a meeting in telecommunication, and the job actually had that as an engineer, you need to go up the tower and carry something, and I was more than willing to do that. And I liked that spirit because it wasn't about a male or a female for the job, but rather the right mindset. And to me, she had exactly that right mindset and determination. Women play a key role, in our society. And unlike what others perceive, we definitely see evidence that women are in all different walks of life in different aspects, whether in the society as a volunteer, in associations, or working in the public or the private sector. نحن كلنا لهن.